and on we'll go through the wastelands.
Hey guys, Alex here, AG Automotive, and welcome back to another one. Now behind me today, we've got the 2021 Hyundai Kona EV, and this is the Elite model. So what do you guys reckon? Alright, before we get into that, I just want to do a shout out to Booth's Tugra, who were nice enough to let me have a look at this one today. Alright, so if we start at the front here, now very much identical to the Petrol Kona other than the front end. The front end, as you can see, is very bare. It's missing, there's no grille there. You've got your Hyundai badge there, and you've got this flap here, which is your charging port there. So we'll have a look at that a little bit later on in the video. You do have your LED daytime running lights and your headlights and indicator set up there. It's just halogen headlights in there. The Highlander version does come with LEDs. But other than that's quite bare, guys, in the front end. So let me know what your thoughts are of the front end of the Kona. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you got the original one that sort of had a bit of a grille-like feature on it? So the wheels, now the wheels are 17-inch wheels, and it's like a futuristic design, and I think it suits the electric version quite nicely. If you stand back and have a look, I think it's sort of, yeah, just makes it look that nicer looking, and it's slightly different, so it means you've got the electric car. Alright, so we come around to the back. Now it's pretty standard sort of Kona stuff here. You've got the Hyundai badge, the Kona, but then you've also got this electric badge there as well. And I do like how the tail lights, indicators and reverse lights are integrated down the bottom there. I think it does make it look a little bit nicer and more futuristic. Alright guys, let's go and have a look inside. Alright, just have a look inside the Kona EV. So door trim wise, quite hard plastics around. You do get a little bit of soft leather there. You've got your window and mirror switches there too. You've got a nice Harman Kardon sound system with a tweeter, and you've got some nice door pocket space there for a bottle. Alright. So the seats are full leather. If you have a look, got this nice blue stitching. That's pretty cool. Electric blue. Alright, let's jump in and have a look. Okay. And we're on. It's very nice, this actually. And I wanted to just show you how the car's started, the electric motor's going. But let me just turn the air conditioning off, and I just want you to just listen how quiet the car is running. There you go. See, very, very quiet. Very, very quiet indeed. Alright, so we'll start here now. We've got the traction control off button. This button here, you can put it on auto or not. This is for the charging plug. You can actually lock it in place so as it doesn't go missing or get, you know, theft of it or anything like that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. You can turn your parking sensors off, and you've got the illumination there too. And I do like the ventilation here. It's quite nice, sort of like an aeroplane sort of motor. It is quite a nice looking vent. And then we come to the dash. Now just have a look at it. It is it's pretty cool. So you can go through a couple of things in your menu there. You do have obviously tire pressure there too. You've got your safety features, you've got digital display. Now it does have rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning. It's got steering assist. It's got radar cruise control. So some of the things there, if you can go through some of the recharging things there as well. Energy flow tells you there. So that's pretty cool. Cool bit of information. Attention level. Again, it's pretty awesome. All right, so we do have auto headlights and auto wipers, rain sensing wipers as well. A nice touch as well on cars nowadays. Now, Hyundai steering wheel, it's pretty standard across the range. You may have seen these in a few Hyundais I've done before. Quite a nice wheel, they're not too thick. So this side you have your audio controls, and this side you have your cruise control, or sorry, cruise controls and your menu button there as well. So yeah, and you do have your stop button here. Now we move to the media center. Now the media center is quite nice, and so what we've got is, we'll go to the mapping first. Just put a full screen on there for you. Now that's quite easy to use. We'll go through it. Now you got the EV part there, energy information, DC charger, AC charger, 100%, charging limit. You've got EV settings there as well. It's pretty cool. You do have your, like I said, your navigation, your phone. It's got Bluetooth, it's got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You got voice memo, you got radio, you got digital radio and normal AM FM radio as well. You've got media, so you can play music through things like a USB or your phone. You've got the sounds of nature. I really like that, it's pretty cool. You can have a few different ones. So nice warm fireplace on a cool day, on a drizzly day like today. So again, some of these, I really actually like them, they're pretty cool. So your climate control details, now have a look at this. I can adjust the fan speed from down here, and you can see the fan gets further and further depending on what I set it on. Let's leave it on 1 for now. Again, and you can have things like driver only, auto, or you can have it on your heat there, depending on what temperature you desire. And as you put the temperature up, as you can see there, it'll go from cold to hot, if you have a look. So again, quite nice little features there. Go back to the menu. You've got a whole heap of settings there as well, the manual information, again, pretty cool. You do have a volume knob. Like, you know, I really like the volume knobs, it's my favorite. I'm a bit old school like that. A lot of these new cars are now touchscreen, and I still prefer the radio knobs, so another good thing from Hyundai, I like that. And you've got a tuning knob at this side as well. One thing I probably would change is having the volume knob on this side, because it's closer to the driver, so if you wanted to adjust it, you don't have to reach all the way over there. So you've got map, nav, favorite, seat, track, radio, media setup buttons there in case you want to. Further down here you have the air conditioning vents. Now it's quite nice, they're all integrated into one unit. I like that. The hazard lights. Further down, your air conditioning controls, pretty straightforward. Your fan, again, a nice dial there. And you've got your hot or cold there as well, and you've got a few different things. Your climate there, you can have driver only, so it stops the passenger one coming out. Again, some pretty cool features this has. Now in here we have a USB and a wireless phone charger. My phone is currently charging in the wireless charger. Again, quite nice little features to have. You can close it up so you don't see it. So further down you have your PRND to put it into your, drive or reverse or park. So if I go into drive there, it's ready to go. Go into reverse, the screen comes up and the lines do move. So again, it's quite nice. And we'll just put the handbrake on. Now you do have a handbrake here, or as I've been told by a few people, a finger brake. Anyway, further down here you have a camera button, auto hold for hills, and your drive mode. Now if I'm in drive and I wanted to put the camera on, I can have that on at the back and it'll show me what's at the back there. So again, quite nice. Auto hold does well, and drive modes. Now we're in eco mode at the moment. Show you we've got normal mode, and you got my favorite, sport mode, which is awesome, which we'll have a look at when we go and go out in the road. So we'll just leave it on eco for the minute. Twin cup holders here. Now because it's an electric vehicle, it doesn't have like a transmission tunnel, so I just wanted to show you under here. Now under here you do have a lightning fast charger there, and you've got a 12-volt power supply there, and you've got heaps of room under here because there's no transmission, so it makes for really good storage. A little pocket space just there, and you've got a big cubby hole just here, a big bit of space just there. Again, it makes it quite nice. The glove box is reasonably sized actually. I reckon you'd fit a laptop or a few iPads in there, not a problem. All right, and you do have up here your glasses case as well, and an auto dimming rear vision mirror too. So yeah, all right, let's go and have a look in the back. All right, so we'll just have a look inside the back of the Kona. So we've got harder plastics on the door trim there, a little bit of soft leather there. Window switch, you've got a bit of pocket space down there and a speaker there as well. You have a look, got the nice blue stitching like I showed you before. Got your ISOFIX spots, 2 there and 2 on the other side. All right, let's jump in and have a look. All right. Now, alright, so we have down here, we have a USB charger and a little bit of pocket space there. You got some magazine pockets there and some grooves or indents for people with longer legs and knees. Now speaking of that, my knees are touching the seat. This is in my position, and I'm 6'1" or about 185 centimeters. And if you have a look, I've got a little bit of headroom, which is good for me. Width room wise, I think 2 bigger adults would fit in here. I think that if you had 3 people in here, it would be a bit squashy. So we do have 2 cup holders here and some nice soft leather there as well. All right guys, let's go and have a look at the boot. Alright, just have a look inside the boot of the Kona. Now it's not a huge boot there. You do have your tether points there and there, and as you can see it's a 60/40 split fold rear seat, so that will give you a little bit extra room there. You do have some tie downs, 4 of them there. If you lift that up, you've got a little bit more storage, and if you lift that up again, you do have your charging plug there as well, and you do have a little bit of storage there too. All right, well let's go and have a look at how the charging plug works. All right guys, just gonna have a look at the charging port for the Kona Electric. So here we have the charging cable, and we've got the little Hyundai charger box there. So all we do with this is you just push that in, that opens up, it reveals that, you pull that top one out, you get your plug, take the cap off that, and then you insert that nice and tightly. Now, see it lights up white, and then it goes green, and see the you can see it start to charge. And also on here as well, you can see that it is charging as well. So that's pretty cool. So the normal plug just goes into a normal 240 volt outlet. Alright guys, let's go and check out what's under the bottom, under the bonnet. Alright guys, just having a look under the bonnet of the Kona EV. So the Kona's EV electric motor is powered by a 64 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery pack, and it produces 150 kilowatts of power and 395 newton meters of torque, and that's mated to a 1-speed automatic transmission. Alright guys, let's go for a drive. Alright guys, so I'm just out driving the Kona EV to see what we think. And like I said before, there's no noise. The lack of noise is it's just it's pretty awesome having a car that, it's a bit like when you're stopped at the lights, that the start-stop, the automatic start-stop in petrol cars kicks in, and it's just sitting there. And yeah, it's very much, yeah, just sort of nice. And now there is a slight whine from it, from the electric motor, but yeah, just interesting, isn't it, how it just doesn't have any noise. So first impressions, these two screens when I get in, and this big center console here, it's something off like Star Trek or something, you know, so yeah. Alright, so the seats are nice leather seats. They're actually very comfortable. They've done a really nice job in the seats of the Kona here, the Kona EV. I think they're very nice to sit on, and the driving position's very nice too. And you've got the steering wheel does go out, in and out, and up and down as well, which is another good thing. Some other cars do not. So vision out the front. Vision out the front is good straight on. If I look towards the passenger side, I look straight into the rear vision mirror. Now, being 6'1" or about 185 centimeters, it's it's a little bit sort of in the way, distracting, I suppose, in the way. But yeah, so other than that, guys, vision out straight out the front is great. Now, vision out the back, again, I pretty much look out the back every time I look that way. So yeah, vision out the back is really good. The screen is very, very big, is big enough. So vision out the sides, vision out the sides is really, really good. Actually, you've got vision out the sides all the way back, even to the back corner there, and the pillars are not too chunky, which makes it really good. And the mirrors are good. They're wide instead of being tall, but you get a nice wide bit of vision there, and they're big enough. So a tick for Hyundai in that one, in that respect. So yeah, guys, so how does it drive? Well, you will notice the bumps in this. Now that's because the Kona EV has harder suspension. I think it's to cope with the electric motor and battery. I'd say that's what it would be. And look, it's not a bad thing when, you know, obviously it's got quite good performance for something this heavy. And now we're just in we're just in eco mode, I should say. and we're just cruising along. It's nice, and as you can hear the road noise when we get up to speed, there's not much of it, is there? So again, it's a nice touch. And the regenerative braking does a really good thing. If you take your foot off the accelerator pedal, it will pretty much brake the car, and if you hit the brake, it will regenerative braking, and then you can brake and it will charge a little bit more. So, and it doesn't have a rev counter, it's got like a power or charge sort of counter. So it's yeah, so it's quite nice and easy to drive. The steering sort of in the middle. It might be a little on the harder side, but it's okay. Something you get used to. And we're just cruising around at 50-60 k's an hour here, so it's quite nice just cruising around here. I like it, guys. I like EVs. I think they've come a long way. But one thing I will say with the EVs that I'm not happy with at the moment is the range that a lot of these EV cars get. A lot of them will get sort of 300 or 400 k's. The Kona gets around about 400 to 450 k's, depending on how you drive it. Now, if you drive it with no aircon on and no radio and just pottering around town in eco mode, you most probably get on the higher side of that. But if you are like me and you like a bit of performance, this car has a bit of performance, and but it will obviously deplete the battery a bit when driven like that. So not bad for around town, guys, but I think if you wanted to go to somewhere like Queensland, it would be a couple of charges to get there. But they're getting there. I will say I'm pretty impressed with Hyundai's Kona at this point. It's a very nice car. It seems very well built. It drives very nice. The electric motor drives really well. And I love that regenerative braking. That's cool. So, you know what? I'm going to put it in my favorite sport mode, and we'll go and have a little run and see how it goes. Wow, that was pretty impressive, guys. Actually, I was pretty impressed with that. I mean, yeah, for an electric car, it just takes off because there's no delay between the gearbox, engine, and the drivetrain. It just, if you put your foot down, it just goes. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty impressed. So on that note, I'm going to leave you there, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right, thanks, guys.